Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Aaron.
We're from Unstuck, and we are here to talk about microdosing. Aaron, what is microdosing?
So we have a whole range of dosing available to us, and we dose based on the amount of psilocybin in the mushroom, not the dry weight of the mushroom. So the lab tests the mushroom for potency and then packages it by milligrams of psilocybin analate. So what that looks like for us is we can dose anywhere from 1 to 50 milligrams. And the microdose range is going to be that 1, 2, 3 milligram range. And everyone reacts a little bit differently. But the idea is that a microdose is sub-perceptual. So it still has benefits, but you can't necessarily tell that it's having an effect. You might look back on your day later and notice differences, notice changes, but in the moment, you're not seeing bright color geometry or anything like that.
So generally speaking, no psychedelic effect to a microdose.
Right, yeah. Some people have a little sort of warm feeling or a little tingly feeling or just a gentle uplift of mood, but not your full-on psychedelic effects. Yeah.
So that kind of leads into why would you want to do a microdose versus a major journey? Do you have anything, Aaron?
Yeah. So a major journey is going to be a larger process. It's maybe used for really digging into something or getting past some kind of major difficult hurdle in your life. Microdosing can be used to just do a little tune-up, a little performance tweak, and can really help with a lot of the neurogenesis. The new neuron connections can be made with that small dose. You don't necessarily need a large dose to have a lot of those ongoing benefits. And I think that's the other reason to do a microdose is because it's ongoing rather than one large dose. This is something that you can keep doing and can be a more long-term well-being kind of approach.
For sure. And I would say too, for people that are maybe really hesitant to do a major journey, don't really know what to expect, are a little bit fearful, maybe just want to dip their toes in just to see
Right.
even what psilocybin is, what it does for them. I think that's where microdosing can really come into play too.
And some people are more sensitive than others. That's part of our dosing conversation at any range. I oftentimes ask people, like, are you someone that always needs to take more of something, pain meds or something, right, to have an effect? Or are you always someone that goes to your doctor and says, give me half as much, I'm really sensitive? So microdosing can be a great way to figure that out. So that way when you go do a full-size journey, there's a little more information for us to go off of to figure out the right dose based on, the kind of journey, the kind of experience you're looking for. What are some of the things that people have said that have come in and done microdoses? I mean, what is it that they're feeling and doing? What are the changes that they're making?
Yeah, great question. So people that we've seen so far, they've reported anywhere from just a mood lift in their day. They feel like they can get through their day a little bit easier, reduced anxiety in their day too. I've had people who generally get very frustrated or angry or get triggered pretty easily, and they say that gets totally diminished, sometimes even non-existent. Enhanced creativity. People feel like it makes them a little bit more productive, a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I can just say from my own personal experience trying to describe to people what it might be like. If you can't feel the effect in the moment, then how do you know it's working, right? And for me, it was looking back on my day, and oftentimes if I have a day where I'm making a lot of decisions, that decision fatigue can really be hard for me, where I can get to a point where I just can't, right? I can't decide a way forward. I'd rather, it's just everything just kind of stops. And with a microdose, I look back on my day and go, oh, I kind of bounced from like one decision to the next. And there was just flow. It was just easier to do something, keep going, know when it was good enough to like keep moving throughout my day. And that ease really ripples into everything else, that sense of well-being when you've gone through a day that you've got a lot done and it felt easier. That's a pretty remarkable feeling.
For sure. Kind of like a little bit of an antidepressant, I would say, too. And if
definitely.
you are looking to get off antidepressants, you are looking to just experience psilocybin and the benefits of it, I think this is a pretty good way to go.
Yeah, you can start making that long-term shift in your mental ability, body chemistry, to start making those adjustments. It's a potent tool.
So our microdosing cafe, how that's run is we're operating Mondays and Thursdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Your first session, you first need a preparation session before you can even start. This just is some paperwork involved, talking about what to expect, talking about logistics. Everyone needs a transportation plan to get to and from, just because that first session you really don't quite know what to expect.
Right.
And sometimes, while this should be a perceptible amount, it's occasional that some people do feel it on the first one. So nice to be safe in that.
And that can just be like Uber or Lyft or something, right?
So yes, but better to have somebody that you know and trust, just because
Gotcha.
you don't know what the Uber driver is going to say or do, and you might
true.
feel
That's true. Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yeah.
And so, half an hour for the first session, and just seeing what the effects are, if any. Hopefully it's sub-perceptual, but just that mood lift or anything that you're going for in that vein. And then after that, it's 15 minutes. And
We're just doing a little bit of paperwork to finish up before they head out. I mean, we're talking most of the time, just passing the time for the 15 minutes, and then they can take the microdose in a couple of different ways. Do you want to talk about that? Like the different forms of because we have some different options. Normally with a larger dose, we'll make tea. But with the microdoses, we can get a little more creative with it.
Absolutely. So we do offer honey sticks, chocolate, or capsule form.
The chocolate's my favorite.
It is pretty good.
Chocolate and mushrooms go together. They do.
And the whole point is you should be able to do this and then get on with your day. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And it can be as much of a community vibe, talking to people as you want, or more of an individual thing if you prefer as well.
Yeah. I think the more the merrier. It's a lot of fun to be in a room and talk with people when you have that commonality of wanting to make yourselves better and being open to those changes in psilocybin. There's always lots of fun stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
So microdosing scheduling is kind of interesting. You can build up a tolerance to psilocybin, and so oftentimes they recommend like a couple days on and a few days off, and that allows your chemistry, your body to kind of reset. And so the schedule that we've set up gives that amount of time. If you did microdosing, for 7 days straight, you would probably see the effects trail off just a little bit. So
yeah, for sure. And there's a bunch of different protocols out there on, the best microdosing schedule. This really becomes individual and specific to the person. We've had people that get a benefit from just one time a week for a couple weeks. And we do like to offer people to have a little bit of a break in between too. So, let's say you do this for a month. It's usually a good idea to take a little bit of time off just to see if you've had an effect or any benefit from it.
And then you might notice, with that time off, you go, oh yeah, when I was doing the microdosing, I saw a trend, that these things were easier, and now maybe I'm noticing that's trailing off, and that's an indicator that it's working. Which is great. It's good to have that indicator.
For sure. I think
Great.
good. Yeah, cool.